Okay. Add it. Add it. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome. My family is here. My family is here. I know what happened. I heard my little echo. Auntie Nana had to turn off the speaker on this thing because the one on the MacBook is so powerful. So, welcome, Lashes. Welcome, Martika. Thank you for coming. Where real friends become family and family is everything. I hope everyone is having a good day. I yesterday went to, hi Cheryl Faulkner. I see you on my phone, but not on the StreamYard screen. I had to go to the doctor yesterday. I'm fine. I'm in the best health of probably any 75-year-old that you know, but I just take care of myself. I exercise daily. I don't I don't record it because it's I don't know what's going on with this. I don't record it because it's difficult as it is to walk um, with monovision, being able to see in one eye and your depth perception's off anyway, and you trip over sidewalks, a whole bunch of stuff. Cheryl Faulkner says, I'm a busy woman, Auntie. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Well, wait till you get up here where Auntie is. And that's the thing. I was on Facebook earlier, and I see people that I have personally known for 70 years. They call me sis, they call me auntie, they call me mom. Everybody all over the world, I'm known by everything. Hello, Mrs. QT. Let me see if I can find anything or see anything else over here. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I have been busy getting my garden planted, and as fast as I can plant something, those stinking squirrels and chipmunks and groundhogs are eating everything up out there. The only thing out there is the stuff that's underground. I may not have anything to eat except potatoes and herbs. That's okay. I'll be a real vegetarian, won't I? Hello, Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for being a moderator. Cheryl Faulkner saying hi to Duval. Today is the 14th. Do you guys know that we only have 10 more days until the end of the herbal grow off? But I saw him post something today and I'm like, why is he posting mid June? I can't keep up from the 5th to the 25th. Speaking of which, I got some mail this week. I don't know what this thing is in the phone, but I will just keep going. So, does everybody have all of their crops out for the summer? If you're finished planting, put a one, put a one in the chat, please. I can't, I can't get it planted enough. Hello, my Renaissance grandma. Thank you for coming and welcome. And speaking of my Renaissance grandma, I don't know what you guys, I know that she does sell herbs and things for bug control. I've been doing herbs and bug stuff. Hello, Lashes, and welcome back for at least 50 years because I have real sensitive skin and I'm allergic to everything. Cheryl Faulkner has 12 more peppers to put out and some basil. I put out 12 basil that I got from a local nursery, plus the three that I grew in the hydroponic system, and the Thai basil. My purple basil, some critter ate it or stole it. Duval says she's never finished planting. Me either. Me either. And now that I'm planting inside, I actually have all three of my hydroponic units cleared out. I'm going to clean them out. I'm actually tired of growing inside, except for my domestic house plants. But speaking of gardening, I don't know how many of you guys use patchouli oil. I used to hate the smell of this. Like back in the 60s, I used to hate the smell of it. But since I've been gardening out here, I don't know, these city mosquitoes take no prisoners. So this is natural oil of, I'm sorry, this is natural essence oil, and it's from Indonesia. I buy big bottles, 4 ounce bottles. Cheryl Faulkner says she loves it. Well, back in the 60s, Mona just sent some mullein. Oh, you know what, Cheryl? I had 3 big things of mullein. At least 2 of them are gone. My burdock is gone, and nobody took it. I did get my little garden sign out there. Nobody took it. Some critter ate the top. The top. I'm hoping that the roots will still come in. So the patchouli oil is good if you put it on your skin. It's for good. Supposed to be good for at least 2 hours. Wow. Duval says she has so many herbs that she planted for the challenge that she's selling some at a plant swap and sell on July 1st. I should have enough to sell. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to give a couple to Yankee's sister. We're going to do an exchange. I still have black cherry tomatoes to put out. Oh, I didn't confess last night and with hands in the dirt in the chat, but my Tiny Tim tomato that I've been eating on all year that you've been seeing, he got cold last week, and um, they playing taps for him out. I mean reveille or whatever it is, the sundown. Hey, G Mama Grows, thank you for coming and welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Maria Graham. Hello. And she's saying hello to everyone in the chat. Speaking of Maria Graham, I didn't post everything. She sent me a nice little note, and she sent some personal things for me and the house. I don't want to show everything. Some things people send you are just personal. They're just a little thing that they're doing for you, and I don't think I just don't want to share everything. But one thing I would like to share, because I never had cloth grow bags this big. I have some of the plastic containers, and thank you, Maria Graham. And this one has the door that you can open for potatoes. And what I'm going to do is, I have so many leaves that are in black contractor bags breaking down since last fall. And I'm going to fill them. Maybe not me, myself, and I, but they'll get filled. I do have friends and family that help me with physical stuff, lifting. The doctors say, oh, you need rotator cuff. You need them both replaced. Well, guess what? I'm not replacing Jack. I'm not replacing Jack until it doesn't work anymore. If I have to take this arm to lift this one up or the other, I'm going to use what I have. Use what I have. So we talked about the patchouli, and of course, I did my internet research and Googled it. The two smells that insects hate the most are patchouli oil and peppermint. I have peppermint oil that I actually buy, I think, in 16 ounce bottles. But in my garden, I actually have a video from last year about the difference between spearmint and peppermint. I actually have a lot of mint out there. I have chocolate mint, I have spearmint, and I have a lot of regular sweet mint that I planted out there. You tell them, Auntie. Thank you. Thank you. And so I'm just going to surround the borders with mint and let it grow all over the place. I think that my burdock, I think some critter ate. I grew three of those. Grew three mullein, three burdock, because I thought I had borage. It wasn't borage. Hands in the Dirt sent me some borage. I planted that too. You don't know that one, G Mama Girls? Oh, patchouli is back. Well, you're not, you could be my daughter, actually. Back in the 70s, they used to use it to cover the smell of other herbs. You know, the ones they use for glaucoma, the ones that are legal in some states and not legal in other. Speaking of which, I went to my face is a little swollen today because I had a small procedure yesterday and I went to the eye doctor, and the thing they use for the glaucoma check, oh my gosh, they must have checked it. I don't know how many times. Felt like they were or stabbing me in the eye. It G Mama said she didn't know a new oil for her. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. But if you put it on your skin, you only need a little bit. You know, a little bit goes a long way. I bring it every day. Thanks for coming, Kelly. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everyone, to the GQUAT Traditions. For those of you who are new or in the bushes for whatever reason, some of you I know are signed into more than one channel. I do that myself. I go crazy trying to figure out which one I'm talking in. But GQUAT stands for Garden, Quilt, and Art Traditions, and it is a variety channel. Duval said she planted French marigolds everywhere to keep pests from eating my plants, especially in my containers. Girlfriend, that does not work. I sit up there and watch the squirrels eating the heads off the marigolds. I have French marigolds. I grew some from seed, about 25 or 30. I must have grown 50 marigolds. They're about this big now because it took me so long to get them out of the hydroponics. But the hydroponics, I will say, I saw Mike opening the one that his wife gave him for Christmas. The harvest one, no, it wasn't harvest. It was the bounty, the big one, where he's growing a lot of starts. He'll still catch up and beat us who are planting in the ground. I planted it in the containers. My beets didn't germinate. Why? Because the squirrels scratched them all up. They stole my ginger that I just planted direct sown, not direct sown, I just directly planted this year. Usually I grow them inside and take them outside in June, but I thought I'd skip a step since I have so much other stuff growing in here. So, going back to the garden, quilt, and art traditions, we do gardening here, cooking from scratch. We've always had gardens in the family and pick stuff straight and bring it in the house and cook it. And art, traditional art, and fine art. We're going to do a fun project today because the critters won't let me be great. No, they won't. I'm going to be the only one out there um, with her boyfriend, Mr. Mossberg, uh, looking for squirrels and groundhogs and mosquitoes. But it is what it is. And I planted extra so they can have some, but they're trying to be greedy and take all of it, all of it. So I'm doing Meatless Mondays, and I will be posting a lot of recipes with tofu. I used to be kind of a vegetarian, pescatarian for years and years and years. I used to really be body conscious. Now it is what it is. Oh, and that's why I don't post. Another reason I don't post exercise videos. I posted like a 15-second one on Facebook one day. My son gets on, and I had on some leggings. I was on the bike, but you could see my little thighs, the shapes of them. My son was like, "Ma, put some darn clothes on, Ma, Ma." So, yeah. And I want to be comfortable when I exercise. I want to have on just a little wife beater and some pants. I don't want to be worrying about who's looking at old Auntie Ellen's fat booty. G Mama Grow said she's going to try some tofu recipes. Lashes is laughing. I'm actually in really good shape for a 75-year-old. My blood sugar is good, all of my vital signs, my heart rate, everything. But it is what it is. I have some of you ask me questions about horses. Hi, Bouger Prepper. Thank you for coming and welcome, asking me about horses. Now, if you have a journal or something to write it down, when I do have a giveaway, I am going to probably ask a horse question. How many of you, actually, I hadn't planned on it. Let me see what time it is. It's 4:15. I will do. Lashes said I don't look my age. Thank you. 3/4 of a century has been kind to me. It has been kind to me. But I will also say this: I took good care of myself, and anybody in my life took good care of me too. Thank you. Thank you, Maria Graham. Thank you. I lie on my brothers and sisters. When, as children, of course, people know the eldest of six from the youngest. But when I got older, Alasha said she's been struggling at 40 trying to get to my age. You will. Just keep up the good work. You're doing everything the right way. When I see you running, I shared with you, I think until I was like at least way in my 50s, I used to either walk, no, I used to run every day 2 or 3 miles. And then I started walking 2 or 3 miles. Even at mom's house, I would walk 3 miles. I'd walk down to the beach here in Connecticut near the shore. There's almost a beach you can walk to every day and walk to the train station and back when I took the train to work. And even when I was in Arizona, with my sister Joanne Stevens, we would go outside at 5 o'clock in the morning to walk. And eventually I was up to 3 miles. I haven't gotten to that since my hip and knee replacement. And I have trouble standing for a very long time, but I bicycle every day I do my bands, my weights. I do a lot of repetitions with small amounts of weight. And then I have a desk cycle. You can actually like almost see it in the background. It's a cycle that I started off with after my hip and knee replacement. And it has the same feeling as the nice cycles at the gym, except it literally goes underneath your desk. You sit on a regular chair and use it. And so 3 times a week, I use that anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. Y'all gorgeous. Must be a gardening, crafting, prepping thing. Thank you. You know what? I think it is, Mike. Crafting, things like that are so relaxing, so soothing that you don't have time to frown up. You're just happy. Happy is as happy does. Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to do a $5 cash giveaway. So if Maria Graham could put start in the chat, push start. I want to ask you a question. I guess some of you will be Googling it, but something about horses, thoroughbred horses, that's really interesting. I was talking to somebody emailed me, but all thoroughbreds, I'll give you some trivia that you might see again. This is not the question, but all thoroughbreds, when they enter a race or an official competition, they have a tattoo. Just so that you know, where are they tattooed? No one would ever guess. So I'll just tell you, this isn't the trivia question. They are tattooed inside their mouth. Inside their mouth. You would think it'd be on their hip or something, but horses have very, very thick skin. So here is the $5 cash question. I should save it until the end, but I'm not going to be petty. All thoroughbred horses in the northern hemisphere, not just the United States, north of the equator, all thoroughbred horses have one date of birth. Does anybody know what that is? Can anybody tell me? And you can put it in. Hello, Black Guns and Gardens. Thank you for coming and welcome. So, Black Guns, we're doing a $5 cash giveaway. And the question is, all thoroughbreds who all thoroughbreds in the northern hemisphere have one date of birth. What is it? It doesn't matter when they're born. That's why they have yearling races, whatever, double races. Maria says, don't know. May 1st. That must be your birthday, Black Guns. And actually, that's closer to the southern hemisphere. All horses in the southern hemisphere have a different date of birth, and it's all the same. I don't care whether it's a thoroughbred bred, a polo pony, or whatever, but they all have the same date of birth. So, who wants $5? So you can Google it. You can Google it if all your devices are not taken up. Hello, charming Tracy Robin. Thank you for coming and welcome. Welcome aboard the GQUAT family reunion bus. Okay, there's a $5 cash app. Barb Brownlee has it. It's January 1st. Isn't that amazing? I don't think, okay, Maria, can you put, Cheryl said January 1st? Okay, let me go up and see. Cheryl Faulkner. Oh, that's what the 0101 is. You did say that. Okay, Cheryl Faulkner. So, Cheryl Faulkner, you're supposed to be emailing me anyway because I was supposed to send you something. You were wanting something else. Okay, Cheryl Faulkner, email me. Let me see if I can put my email address up. Okay, my email address is Ellen Pankey, my name, at gmail.com. And just for some trivia, in case it comes up again at some point in the future. Oh, and if you would like to contribute something to GQuad to help the channel to grow, my Cash App is $Ellen Pankey 13. And we appreciate anything that you do to help because I do send out a lot of good little things. Cheryl just started taking care of me. I was too busy taking care of everybody. Cheryl did say 1-1. Hello, Urban Garden Chronicles. So this is just some interesting information that may come up in a future so you guys can write it down. The date of birth, the official date of birth for all horses born in the southern hemisphere, that is south of the equator, is August 1st. Totally worthless information. Why am I telling you? I'm telling you because it's information I have acquired over the years and I want to be able to share. I can't take my brains with me to heaven, so I want somebody else to know that. Also, in taking care of animals, the average horse weighs about 1,200 pounds, quarter horse, thoroughbred. And you can tell different things about horses, like a Tennessee walking horse, gaited horses. They walk, their head goes up and down because they're moving their limbs a certain way. There are Arabians. They hold their heads real high. They're little horses, and their tails real high, real high. You love useless trivia. You're the king of it. I was talking to someone the other day, and they're saying, "Oh, Auntie Ellen." I said, "Oh, I forgot that I even knew that." And then, of course, sometimes your horses, something happened, and for some reason, you have to give them an injection. Well, a horse hide is like I want to say a quarter of an inch thick, eighth of an inch thick. It is immensely thick. You have these long syringes. Just the needle part is at least an inch long. In fact, you order it half inch, an inch long, dealing with mastiffs, big dogs. But when you give a horse an injection, the only place you can do it is in their neck or in their hip. And what you do is you hit them on the side of the neck to let them know that you're going to give them a shot. You disconnect the syringe part, and then you put the syringe in. Then you put the top back on and squeeze the medicine out. What happened when we had the thoroughbreds? They had been jumpers, and they were trained to ride with an English saddle. Well, my family and I rode Western. We had Western saddles, but the horses still knew how to jump. We would be out galloping across a field, and the horse had done before, and they come across a standard barbed wire fence, like 3 wires, 4 wires. The fence, usually the post is 6 feet. They put it in the ground 2 feet, and it's just a perimeter fence to let you know not to go on somebody's property. But these thoroughbreds would be at a full gallop. They see that little wire. They didn't care anything about it. They're going up and over. So you have to know how to lean forward in the saddle and go up and jump. My allergies are acting up. Hello, Rachel Unbiased LLC, and welcome. So Cheryl Faulkner, I will send you, email me your Cash App, and I will send you $5. And anybody that has heard any of this horse stuff, you may hear from it again. Hello, Whole New Perspective. Hello, Crystal. Thank you for coming and welcome aboard. So we will continue on. Last week we were talking about painting, and remember I clean my brushes, and instead of throwing instead of throwing the paint away, I just put it on a little board. I remember Crystal saw me do that, and when it dried, I have two great granddaughters graduating from high school today, this evening, as a matter of fact. And I just drew a heart and made this one for Sid. I'll make one for Simone as well. And I just have the little something to give her from her Nana when she goes to college or decides to go, whatever she decides to do with her life. She could be prepping or something, but she'll have a part of her Nana with her. Thank you, Mikes, for congratulating the girls. Oh, and by the way, they are like 5'8" and 5'10". I come up to their shoulder. One of the books that I want to show you guys about painting and mixing colors, thank you, Crystal, is I'm self-taught as far as art is concerned. I have another I had another occupation, but I just was doing it for fun. When I finally decided to take a class where they started teaching us was watercolor, because they teach you how to layer colors, how to mix colors. And this is an interesting book for those of you who would like to know how to mix colors and you want to practice on your own. This is a great little book. And then something that I show, and this is a color mixing guide. You can buy it at any craft store or you can buy it online. And what it does, on one side, it has the name. Most colors have official artist names like cadmium yellow. And oh my goodness, if you buy those colors in oil at an art store, they cost so much money. So much money. But the cadmiums, like the yellow, red, and orange, Those are very expensive. The alizarin, the sapper green, burnt sienna, raw umber. Those are of names of colors. And then you take any color with that name or whatever you have that's close to that name. And when you blend it with the color that's on the bottom of the chart, that's how you get all these fancy colors. And that's why, remember, Auntie Ellen told you that I use paste paints. I like them because I have control over the colors that I have, as opposed to the little premix colors like you buy at the craft store or whatever, because they're premixed and they're watered down. Thank you everybody for hitting the like button on your way in. So we've talked about horses. Oh, another trivia: the average horse weighs about 1,200 pounds. And Mike was saying that I look good for my age because I'm happy. I'm totally happy. I I well now I love being with my family. I love being with my friends, but I love being alone too. I love I get up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Some of you know that, and I do my art. It's quiet. I write. I'm writing the story of my family history going back to like the 1700s. I make notes. I do all kinds of stuff. You quit painting because you used oils. Yeah. Well, when you use oils, Mike, and I'll show you, I have the oil paints, but I wait until they go on sale. I use coupons. You can use coupons from one store like Michael's. I don't know if they have a Michael's where you are. You can use Joann's. You can use it, and you can use them there. I have some acrylic paints that I use for like portraits, things like that. They cost a lot as well. And the brushes alone cost a lot. But you don't have to do that to paint or be happy. And that's what we are going to do right now. Oh no, first we have to talk about the quilt in back of me. I turned it around. Actually, I flipped it around so that the bottom is now at the top, so that you could see that these are 6 different stars that were here before. And I just reinvented myself, a whole new perspective, Crystal. I didn't start quilting until I was 50. I started painting when I was 66 because that wasn't what I went to school for. If you guys really want to see what I used to get paid to do so I could have all these different hobbies and things, I'm on LinkedIn, Ellen Pankey. But it's interesting. There is another Ellen Pankey in the world, and she's an artist. There's a Penny Pankey. She's an artist. I think they live on the West Coast in Oregon or something. So I use either Ellen Penny Pankey, and one thing, because there are not that many people in here, I'll tell you, I had when I was on LinkedIn, I didn't put it in the chat because back in the day, I actually had a lot of degrees and used to teach as an adjunct professor. Hey, Big Rooster, thank you for coming and welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Oh, and that's another thing. Big Rooster has seen, I think, my son and my grandson. They're my motivation to exercise. My son, my grandson, my great grandson are 3 of the fittest human beings that I've ever known. Ever, ever, ever. And seeing them work out, they say I encourage them to work out. We used to work out together. I, Auntie Ella was a bodybuilder at one time. When I lived in California, I lived on Pacific. I lived right at Venice Beach. And I used to walk up to World Gym, and people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, all of the Chippendales dancers. You think they look like that because they bumping and bumping and grinding? No, those guys work out. And then you see them working out, pushing and straining. I think my son does like leg pushes with like 300 or 400 pounds. He bench presses 300 or 400 pounds, does reps. I mean, they're really strong. My son's arms look like my legs, and Auntie Ellen has some thick legs. He's really built. But these guys, you see them working out, doing all their exercise. Then all of a sudden they'll drop their sweats and they got these little posing briefs on and start dancing. Funniest thing, funniest thing you ever saw. And they had names like Stone to the Bone, and I don't know whatever the dancing names were. But anyway, let me get over. So this quilt is called Crazy Eight Stars. It's a sampler. Cheryl Faulkner's laughing. Gee, mama. Yeah, these guys work. Oh, my son, grandson, and great grandson could be models. They really could. Athletic, muscular models. My son teaches capoeira at UCLA. That's a martial arts, a type of martial arts that was invented in Brazil centuries ago, where the slaves used to work out without the masters knowing it. It concerns dancing, gymnastics, and music, and it's really interesting. Totally, totally in shape. So my son and grandson have a black belts in that. Plus, my grandson is a golfer. My great grandson is just turned 15. He's about 6'2". He's a talented basketball player. How can I show up making embarrassing them at their games and whatnot? So, yeah, I try to keep it together. Okay, so now Barbara Ellie says, "I'm hilarious." Oh, you'll never be bored. You'll never be bored. Okay, so the reason I stay young looking is because I do what I love and I love what I do. I have a very, very happy, happy life. So I'm going to go over the basics of rock painting. Why rock painting? Because everybody can go outside and pick up a rock. Everybody can get some kind of paint. And the thing about painting rocks is it's actually a hobby. It's a hobby, and rocks are functional. I'm sure you've seen people, you can go on Etsy and buy rocks painted like strawberries. Why? To get the birds to peck them instead of your real strawberries. They're decoys, they're fakes. I used to put golf balls in with my chickens. Why? In case a big snake came in to steal the eggs or any other creature, they would eat the golf balls, not my chicken eggs. You did that as a Girl Scout, Cheryl Faulkner? Yes. So one of the functions of painting rocks, another thing, it's a hobby. I don't know if and Oh, somebody is knocking at my door. I can't believe it. Can you guys hold on just a minute? I'm very sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Hold on, please. Hi. I'm live on YouTube. Thank you very much. Come in, you guys. Sorry, sorry. I'm back. What happened was, start the cam again. One of my neighbors was kind. This thing doesn't even feel like anything's in it. I should open it. It says, oh, it's from Xfinity. Okay, I'm changing my Wi-Fi service, but one of the neighbors brought my mail up. So, the rock painting, if any of you, hello Fifi's Journey, and thank you, Publishers Clearinghouse. You think I would just say, help me, I've fallen and I can't get up, if it was the $1 million or several $1 million Publishers clearinghouse. That's funny. Hi, Tangi, Latanya Lewis. Thank you for coming. Avon. No, I'm like Renaissance grandma. I make my own cosmetics and mix up stuff. I've been doing it for at least 50 years. 50 years. So, hello, Fifi's Journey. Hello to anyone I might have missed. And let's get started with the rock painting. Again, do what you love and love what you do. But we're just starting for today because Saturday we're going to have a whole session of rock painting. So I'm going to move slowly because I don't want anybody to throw up. Sometimes when others are moving with their phones, oh my gosh, they take me out. They take me out. This one eye cannot keep up. Hello, everybody. So, first thing you do, rock painting. You need a rock. So, what I did, I have a little pile of rocks out in the garden. Why? Because when other people dug up soil and stuff, I had them put the rocks aside. So, the first thing you do is to bring them inside and wash them with warm soapy water just to get some of the grit off of them. And then you dry them. I use Dawn because I don't know what's in the ground or whether people had chemicals, whatever, or maybe not in my garden because I've had this garden for years, or whatever's out there. But what you do is you look at the front of the rock, you look at the back of the rock, and you decide which one is the flattest. Which one is the flattest because that's the one you want to paint on. So whichever one is the good side that you want to paint on, you put that side down. Why? Because you're going to paint the bottom first. Now, here's a cute little stone. Why did that crazy Auntie Ellen get this one? Because we're going to paint this one like a strawberry. We're going to put green on this end, paint him red, put some white dots on. And so Auntie has a whole lot of rocks. This one, that's not the flat side. This one would be a good egg decoy. This one, just because I like it and it's flat. Oh, I know what this one is going to be. I'm going to put a little face on it and it's going to be a red ladybug. No, I didn't have any imaginary friends growing up. I had 3 sisters and 2 brothers. I just make up stuff for fun. The great grandkids would say, Nana, tell us a story. Then I'd start a story, still looking at the stones and taking them out. These are already washed. I'm putting the flat side down. I don't know what this black stuff is on them. I washed them and scrubbed them. If you care, you can sand them down. I don't give a rat's foot. This rock is actually pretty. It has little sparkly things in it. So I will probably, I'm holding it still so this camera can show you the sparkly things. I will probably just leave that one its natural color and paint a name on it, a word. Some people print out. Actually, this rock has still plants growing out of it where I took it out of the garden. So I'm sorting them and putting the flat one down, the flat side down. And, oh, this is another little pretty one that you can put a word on. Some people print words out and put them across. We're starting this one, but on Saturday, oh, this one is really shiny on this side. Maybe I can move this. So, oh yeah, you can see the sparkly things. So that's going to be that side. And this one has this ugly stuff, so we know that's not going to be the front. Look, this would make another cute little strawberry. If those of you who have children, this would be a fun project. Lashes, I know you have little ones. These little ones are actually, this one's kind of smooth and pretty, but it might get painted into a strawberry. So we're going to start on this tonight. And Saturday, we'll have a straight hour of crafting time. So you see how this one is like, I don't know why the light changed on it. See, it's flat. That side's flat, this side. So I'm putting the flat side down. Now, the next thing you want to know, look, this is a cute little strawberry or something. We're going to trick those squirrels and stuff. And I wanted to show you, Mike was talking about his brushes. This is something I made sewing. This is a cheap brush, but the brushes that I was using last Saturday were actually just from the dollar store that I let my students, I share with them. This is, if you want to paint stuff, these are pretty good brushes. And I made this brush holder so that when I use my paints, hello Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. G Mama says she likes I forgot what she said, sparkly rocks. So these are actually my good acrylic brushes, like for painting. And I made this little holder so that like when I go to different classes or studios, this is a great brush for painting watercolors. Why? Because it holds a lot of water and color. And these wide brushes, when you use these, you can, when you're using paste paint, you can dip one side in one color, one in the other, and blend them. That's what you can do with these. So I made this little roll to carry my brushes when I go other places. So part of this painting 101, rock painting 101, these are some markers that I just got just for the sake of showing you guys rock painting. There are like 8 basic colors, but I have this one black one that I use in the garden. It's oil based and it's pretty dark for writing on it. And so last Saturday, you guys saw me take paints out of here. You can paint with whatever you want. These are the cheap ones like you get at Wally World or whatever, the green, different colors. And you can paint with anything that you want. But the thinner paints, the liquid paints that are already pre pre-mixed, those those are watery and you may have to put 2 or 3 coats. I want to show you, this is just an inexpensive acrylic paint. When you get to the point when you want to paint on canvas real lasting stuff, you use, like, this is Liquitex Professional. I bought this on sale. It was quite expensive, but it's heavy duty and you don't need a lot of it. It lasts forever. I've had this for a while. I don't know how many were in the set, but I think I was shocked when I went to Michael's to get it a couple of years ago, but it was like, I want to say $200, something ridiculous. But with a 60% off coupon, I got it for 40 or 50. Barb Brownlee said she made a similar holder for her crochet and knitting needles. Awesome. Need to make another for your paintbrushes. Great idea. Yes. Then I have in my painting supplies this is like when I want to paint a portable easel to take to class or something. But moving right along, this is a bag of the cheap paints. Sometimes I share them, or I share them with my kids. But so I'm going to take some red out because I want to show you the difference. So we're going to make some red. Why? Because we're going to paint some strawberries. So I'm going to put a little bit of red in here. A little bit goes a long way. And it probably won't dry tonight. So what I'm going to do is paint some red. Hello, Growing Out the Box. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm not going to use my good brushes to paint some stinking old rocks. Oh, and then you can seal them. So by Saturday, you can get some rocks, wash them off. You can get some kids to pick up some rocks for you. This is great. Have them sign their name on it, whatever. And we will start just painting. So I probably should have put some gloves on. I'm going to paint, 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 paint. But there's always soap and water, right? Whether you're playing in dirt or playing with paint. And you can put paper down, an old paper bag underneath it. This actually looks like it's going to dry pretty quickly. Where's the one I said that looked like a ladybug? I think that one. So I'm going to put it up here on the rock. I mean on the rack, duh. And paint. And paint. And you can let it dry, put another coat on, but we're just having fun. This is just relaxing and fun. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which paint you decide. There's no right, there's no wrong. Use what you have. These paints I've had for several years. So this one I already see is going to be a ladybug. This little part over here, I'm going to paint black and put dots on it and paint it down. So without further ado, will move these rocks over and start painting him red. Hello, Darth X. Thank you for coming and welcome. Welcome aboard the GQUAT family reunion bus where real friends become family and family is everything. Oh, one thing, you guys, I always keep a little spray bottle. I didn't bring my water over, but I use spray bottle sometimes to wet the rock, or if it's a little bit dry, or your paints, and you just squirt it with just any old reused bottle. What was this bottle first used for? Oh, I guess this might have been one for art, but I use anything that's emptied out. So I'm going to try to hurry up and do him. He'll need more paint. Just spraying it because it's a little bit dry. So this is just a mindless thing, but it's going to be fun. Oh, I was going to tell you, some actually gardens and nurseries and centers, they have piles of rocks that people left. Or you can take one, exchange one. It's like a little hobby, like a pet rock. You can paint anything you want on it. You can put animal faces. So bring a rock and some paint Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, and we will paint some rocks. You can also seal them. You can use whatever you want. I have a bunch of Mod Podge, which is something you use like for decoupaging, and that's what I will be using. I know Nikki loves red, so, huh, Nikki, next time I owe you something, girlfriend, you might get a painted rock. You might get a painted rock. So I've got all this delicious red. Oh, and by the way, you guys, more trivia, useless information. When acrylic paints dry, they dry darker than what you see. So, like if you're painting something for a painting or something, and you're trying to paint skin colors or flowers, whatever, when the paint dries, it's going to dry darker than it appears in when you're putting it on. So, hello, little ladybug, 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 fly away home. There's a nursery rhyme, something like that, but I can't remember what it says. I mean, nursery rhymes. I'm 3/4 of a century. I must have learned that almost 3/4 of a century ago. Can't remember everything. I've got too much worthless information stored in my brain to remember other stuff. So we'll just pretend that's perfectly painted. Now, what a giant ladybug would scare aphids away. She better do something to earn her keep. She wants to stay around this joint. So, I was going to look for some white, but why look for a little thing of white? When I buy paints, I always buy big things of white and big things of black because you always have to mix something or make colors, and white is the one you use, and black to make it darker. So this is actually one of my good brushes, but I'm going to use it for this because it's tapered, and I'm going to put some little white dots on here, like little strawberries. Now, guess what? You can go on Etsy and go pay a couple. Oops, that was a big one. But you know what? The big dot. I'll just go over it with red again when it dries because I made the dots too big. And see, this is actually the flat side, but we want the strawberry to look nice and juicy. So where I put too much of red, we're just going to paint over it with red. See, there's no mistakes. There's no mistakes. Just paint over it. So see, that already looks like a strawberry. It needs to dry some. And what do we need with a strawberry? We need some green for the stem, right? So this is going right out in my garden where my chewed up strawberries are. So here's a little bit of green. It's just having fun. Oh my gosh. Mike, you're going to get in the pool. Hello, Joanne Stevens. Thanks for coming, sissy. Put googly eyes on him. Eyes on the strawberry bike or on the ladybug? Hey, look. Hey, you. For somebody who ain't never in the pool, you always got some good suggestions. That actually is a good suggestion. So now, because I didn't bring in water, so now what I'm going to do is take some green, and try to turn it around because I put extra red over there and make a stem. A stem on the strawberry. That red isn't, and it doesn't matter how it looks, it's just a stem. Oh, this is fun, you guys. I just want you guys to have some fun and do something. Everything is not, oh, Auntie Ellen does that well. Oh, Auntie Ellen, I didn't start doing this until I retired. I had mortgages to pay and car notes and tuition. I never, I worked hard all my life. I worked very hard. I've had 2 and 3 jobs at the same time, as well as my spouses. So look at this. I'm getting my fingers all in it. What? What a cute little strawberry. How cute is that? You need some fake cherries. Oh no. To keep the birds out of them. So look how cute this is. Look how cute this is. So everybody can get some little rocks. Oh, I can't. Oh, there's the ladybug. There's the ladybug. But I'm going to let her dry. So did everybody have fun today? Painting rocks and just chit chatting about nothing, nothing, nothing. And so, guess what? I'll let you all see it. I'll let you all see it. Where it's bright red, that's because it was a second layer, but it'll dry. And as I said, it'll dry darker. He's going out in the garden. I'm going to fix those birds. They out there now. Um, um, break dancing around my blueberries, waiting to ripen. Cheryl Faulkner says, "You always make it fun. Life is supposed to be fun. Everything is not that serious." So, everybody, all we have are some little rocks. I tried to find flatter ones. Why? Because they just hold the paint better. Or maybe this could be a blueberry or a cherry or something. Put it around the base of your trees, or maybe a fig, a brown fig. Oh, guess what? The Bulls Garden sent me 2 fig cuttings last year. I didn't think they would make it. I hid one in the bottom of my blueberries. I'm going to have to move it. I think I can put it in one of the grow bags that Maria Graham sent me, and it'll have room to get deep. But one of them actually lived. So look at this cute little strawberry. Little strawberry. If I use a smaller brush, the white dots wouldn't be so big, but the birds don't know whether they're big dots or little dots, or I could paint over them. So everybody, thank you for coming. Remember to always do what you love and love what you do. Um, the not G Mama, Miss Shirley, the OG gardener, I know is going live at 7. Odom's goes around. G Mama says dancing around the blueberries. Yeah. Nikki says her daughter steals her landscape edging blocks to paint and decorate. Yes. Well, now they can go for a walk and pick up some, or help dig up the yard and take the leftover rocks. Interesting story. I have a community garden. So, my friends, at first, I had a raised bed. We dug it up. I had all my little rocks set on the side, pretty ones. Somebody came and stole my rocks. Hey, Brampton, and had the nerve to put it on the side of their garden and make a little wall. You know what Auntie did? She danced her little hips right over there. I took my stuff back. Not the one, not the one, not the one. So, peace, love, and blessings, everyone. Thank you for coming. I love you guys. I love you. I love you guys. Thank you. And I'll see you Saturday, 6 p.m. We are going to paint some rocks and have some fun.